Hello and welcome to My Sentient Mind. I'm Claire. I am an intuitive channeler, tarot reader. I rely on my guides to give me messages, and then I use tarot and oracle as tools, as well as the crystal ball as well. So I have done a body scan of myself, of the chakras, and kind of where am I feeling there's sort of a collective energy around this. And as I was scanning through my chakras, the base chakra wouldn't light up. And this is not my base chakra. This is where the reading is going to be based. And I felt an overwhelming feeling of loss or separation of some sort. And I have written a few things down on a piece of paper, but I feel like this is where the reading is going for right now. So if this is something that you feel you could connect with, just take a moment now to close your eyes, getting yourself centered, breathing in. And what is it that you feel loss or separation, or maybe something sprung to your mind straight away? And just relax and allow any messages to come through. And this is kind of the state that I get myself in. There's other things I do beforehand as well. It would be a very long video if I'd done that. And I sort of contact my guides, and the ones that step forward are the ones that are here offering help today. Then there was two that didn't step forward, and these two always come through together. They never come through alone. They're always a pair. Not necessarily together, but they're always in the same vision, so to speak. And it was Isaiah and Sashwia that did not come through. And they usually also come through with a Bengal tiger as well. I know that sounds weird, but that's part of it. And they haven't. And that is their guides that give me courage and protection and help me feel safe and grounded. So that kind of fits in with the fact that my base chakra wouldn't light up as well. So we will see what comes from this. There will be a chakra meditation on my channel very, very soon. It should have been this week. However, my friend had issues with the car, so it didn't get it, because I don't know how to do it. I don't know how to put it on here. I've done the meditation. I just don't know how to add the music. But let's crack on and just get ourselves centered and take some deep breaths in through the nose and out through the mouth. And just call in your guides. Mine are surrounding me now. They're here. They're ready. I'll do a video one day on my guides. And just get yourself in that receptive state. And any messages that come through and make you really listen, they're the ones that are meant for you. There'll be some that will loosely connect, but others that will really connect. So just remember to take the ones that really connect. It's just my interpretation of the energy that I'm feeling around me. All right, let's crack on. Let's crack on. So we have tarot cards here, chakras here, major arcana here. Okay, this is the general energy. So let's just feel the general energy, and then we will pull tarot cards on all of them and see what comes up. See if what I was feeling is what's going to come out. So I'm going to let one present itself to me, either flip out or present itself to me. No, it was the one underneath. There it is. Thank you very much. Moving on is the card that you've got. And I've written down on the piece of paper, which I will show you, is I don't think you're finding it very easy to move on from whatever this loss or separation is with. I think it's very difficult for you to move on because this is the Eight of Cups. Let me just read what I've got on my piece of paper, okay? And I will show you if you can read my scribble. So I've written that my base chakra wouldn't light up and my heart was illuminated. So I knew that this was going to be a reading that is going to pull on my heartstrings. So it's going to, if it resonates with you, it's going to pull on your heartstrings as well. Loss, the words loss, separation. Then a song came on the radio, Took the Best of My Heart, Still Holding On. And it's a song by Benson Boone. It's called In the Stars. Now the connection within the stars is just bizarre. Before I started this reading, before I started my meditation, I was voice noting Louisa Simpson, author, who is one of my followers on here. Absolutely amazing lady. And become very good friends just through YouTube, which is lovely. Anyway, digress. And I said to her, I'm now going to get ready to do a collective reading. And as I looked down, the word star, I've got a piece of paper down here, just stuck out to me. And I was like, oh, the word star's just sticking out to me for some reason. She'll confirm this because I know she'll watch the reading. And that's just like, okay, maybe that's got something to do with it. And there we are. We have something to do with the star. So yeah, loss, separation, took the best of my heart. I just feel like you're finding it very hard to move on from this loss or whatever this separation is. And I've written on here, Isaiah and Sashwia, not there. They just wouldn't turn up for me. So that tells me that I've lost my feeling of courage, safety, protection. I'm feeling very vulnerable, and that would be why my base chakra is not lighting up as well. Okay. Then as I was getting these cards out and I was shuffling these top ones, the card move, the card with a heart stood out, and it had move written on it. It's actually the Chariot, but the words on it were move. So I've written that on here. You can see move. It stood out with the heart and the number 7. Now the number 7 for me is about spirit, okay? And it's actually the card that is pictured on the front of this deck. So it'd be interesting if that comes out in your reading as well. But your first card, which is your current energy, is moving on. Now this is moving on from something that is not easy. 811. For some reason that means something. So that's your first angel number, 811. I need to write this down. Oh, and something else I've written here as well. I forgot about that. 811. I have been wearing Rainbow Moonstone, and I changed it. I had to change it to the rhodochrosite. It was just calling to me to put the rhodochrosite on. So hopefully you can zoom in and see that. Take a screenshot and zoom in. And rhodochrosite is a stone that integrates the physical and the spiritual energies. So I'm feeling for some of you, this loss is someone that has passed on, especially with the card number 7 with the word move sticking out earlier on. So this rhodochrosite is a good crystal to help open up the heart and lift depression and hopefully encourage a positive outlook. So I felt compelled to put that on. So yeah, I forgot about that because it's written on the other side here, and I hadn't turned the page, and my memory's like a sieve. So it is, as you can see, that's written there, rhodochrosite. Don't know if I've spelled that right. But yeah, for your first current energy to be moving on, I feel like you're finding it very difficult to move on because this is something that's really deeply rooted emotionally. Okay, let's see what chakra we're working with. So 2 came through in my meditation before starting the reading, and that would be my base chakra. My base chakra would not light up, and my heart chakra was very illuminated compared to the rest. So let's see what chakra comes out here. Doesn't have to be either of those. One. Okay, we've got sacral chakra. Sacral chakra. So I feel like the fun has, I don't feel like I want to be happy. It's like how can I be happy now? That's how I feel. How can I be happy now? People tell me to be positive and life goes on, but how can I be happy now? How can you be happy? That's how I feel with the sacral chakra being here. This is this warm, loving energy, which is just beautiful. 11-11, 11-11, as I said that. And I don't feel like I can have any pleasures in life. I don't feel like how can I be happy now? That's how I'm feeling. So this could be something that's fresh, or just something that you just cannot let go of. And fresh, for me, fresh is anything from 5 years, now to 5 years. That's still quite fresh. 5 years in the past, it's not long. When you think about it, it's not that long ago. But it could be very, very fresh, or it could be that it's not something that you'll ever get over, possibly. This final card here is what Spirit wants to tell you. So you've got this one that's just sticking out to me. And you've got the Hanged Man. So this is about changing your perspective. It is very much about changing your focus. This is also a card about you feeling stuck. So I think there's an acknowledgement of you feeling stuck with this card coming out. But it is about changing your perspective on something. That poem has just sprung to mind, and it's read at most funerals, about it just being in another room. Yeah, I feel when people are around me. I feel when my past loved ones are around me. I know when my gran is around me. I know when my nan is around me. I know when my granddad is around me. I know when people are around me. Some of them show up in the weirdest of places. One of them insists on showing up while I'm driving, and it's like he's flying next to me. I don't physically see him, but it's in my mind's eye. That's where he is, like, hello, just going past, woohoo, bit like Superman, it's bizarre. And if one of my friends watched this, she will know who that is. It's just the most bizarre feeling. And I don't often talk about things like that because I worry people are going to think I'm cuckoo bananas. But now I'm past caring. I'm past caring that. Maybe other people see things, not see them, but hear these and in their mind's eye. And do you know what I mean? I'm a mental health nurse, People might think it might be the wrong side. I don't know. Right, let's get some tarot cards, shall we? And see what we get from these. And then we might pull some more different cards. I feel like this, I don't know. I don't want to say the word closure, because I don't think this type of feeling that I'm feeling is something that you'll ever get closure from. However, I do feel acknowledgement is helping in some way, because as I'm shuffling these cards, I'm feeling lifting, and that might be, you might be feeling now that this is where you have realized that there's someone there just lifting you, like, just in another room. Just feel like I'm in another room. I can see you, but you can't see me, type of thing. You've got the Tower. This is in your current energy. So I do feel like this could be something that is very fresh for some of you, because this is something that has utterly rocked your world for the Tower to be coming out. This is such a hard reading. All right. I do feel like this is child related as well, because as just before I was literally just about to press play, record, and one of my youngest came out crying, and he does not cry. That boy bounces. He does not cry, but his brother had whacked him in the face with the controller. The game, PS5 the dad's in there. The dad's in there. Do you know what I mean? I left them on their own. The dad's in there. But obviously they want mummy when that happens, don't they? So perhaps that's why I'm feeling it's child related, because that cry, because he doesn't cry, immediately my heart just went, oh my God, Henry doesn't cry. Why is he crying? So I feel like this could be child related anyway. It's completely rocked your world. Completely rocked your world. And it's like, how do you move on from that? Okay. Let's keep going. Right, we've got another one that's turned over. In your current energies, again, you have the Eight of Swords. This is how you're feeling now. Like 17. So 17 was the time on the timer. So 7 and 1 is 8 and 7 and 1 is 8. So that for me is double 8. And this is the card number 8. All right. So you've got 17. And you've got triple 8. Please look up triple 8. Because that is lovely. But this is how you're feeling. This is in your current energy. And look, you've got another 8 there. You've got moving on, which is the number 8 as well. But you're completely, I mean, you've got to move on. You've got to move on. There's nothing you can do but move on. There might be other people that you've got to stick around for. Do you know what I mean? That you've got to move on for. But it's so hard to move on. Oh my God, I've just got the Footprints in the Sand poem in my head now. Footprints in sand. There's a poem about footprints in the sand, and it's a religious poem. I think it's called Footprints. I think the poem is called Footprints, and it's like when you're going through your hardest time and you think, so overwhelmed with emotion now, I'm so sorry, but and you think to yourself, where were you then, God? Where were you? If you exist, where were you when I was going through my hardest time? This is not my emotion, by the way. I'm just feeling overwhelmed. And it's that point in the poem when it says it was then I carried you, because there's only one set of footprints in the sand. And it says it was then that I carried you. Okay, so maybe that's where I got this little lifting feeling coming from that I had a little while ago. So sorry, this is right getting me. This is really getting me. Okay. Let's get another one for your current energy, and then we'll get into the sacral chakra section as well. I was going to do another reading after this, but I think I might wait for a little while. I might do it a little bit later. If not, I'll do it tomorrow. Let's get you another card. Present yourself to me, please. This one? Thank you. So we have the devil coming out here. Now, this could represent a Capricorn, or this could represent, again, a feeling of I cannot move forward, or this could represent someone who struggled with addictions. Or someone who struggles with addictions. So this is also in your current energy. So this top row, my God, is so heavy. I feel so heavy. I feel it's a struggle to even get out of bed. I feel that type of weighed down, like I've got weights around me. I feel completely weighed down. I mean, that is a powerful top row. It really is. So if this is resonating with you, I feel for you. I feel for you. Okay, Spirit. Tell me why sacral chakra is a light here. By the way, my children are friends now. They're playing football again while I'm doing the reading. You know, there'll be a ball come through the window in a moment. Here we may. This one here. Okay, so we have the Four of Pentacles here. And so my base chakra wouldn't light up, and I said this is about foundations and not feeling very firm. It's underneath the tower, where the tower has completely rocked your world, and it's took you down to the foundations here, and you're barely hanging on. Yeah, this is someone that is hanging on to that last little bit of energy that they've got. And if you are trying to hold it together, my God, you are so strong. You are so strong, because this energy is so heavy. So this for me feels like there's people that depend on you. There's people that depend on you. A very hard reading, a really heavy reading. So sorry, you can hear my children in the background. I guess it lifts the mood a bit, that doesn't it? And is this something that you're hanging around for? I'm feeling that there are younger children around. I am feeling that there are younger children around, and that maybe that's why, and maybe that's why you can't let out how you're really feeling. You're really trying to hold it in. Jeez, I feel like you need to explode, because that's how I feel right now. I want to explode, like burst out crying. What you need to do is put a tear-jerking film on that'll make everyone cry. Yeah, because I feel like this is something you really need to release. But you want to hold it together, because you're the strong one, and you don't want to be you know, worrying younger people of the household. But I think you all need to have a good old cry. You know, you need to feel the feels, because I mean, I'm not saying that you're going to heal from this. You know, I'm not saying you never will, but I'm saying that age old saying it's going to get easier. You know, it will, but it's not easy. This one is the next one. Sorry, I was chatting away. So you got 7 of Cups being lit up there. 7 of Cups. Why did I say being lit up? Because that one in the middle looks like it's being lit up as well. Now, the 7 of Cups is choices. 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 And maybe you're battling with your own demons. I don't know if there's, I do feel like there's addiction of some sort, or this devil is highlighted in some way, and it's like, make the right choices, because right now you're feeling vulnerable. So I feel like you like make the right choices, because the devil's never far from you. The devil, we've all got a devil inside us. We've all got our own demons, and it's never far from us. Yeah, and at times when we're feeling extremely vulnerable, it's really harder, and temptation can be put before you. When I see this 7 of Cups coming out, this is about choices. Some of these choices are better than others, and this one highlighted, like, stuck out to me, this choice here, and this would be a good choice. But look where his hand is. His hands down here. So he might possibly be about to make an unwise choice. However, he might have an epiphany moment. This person, or you, might have an epiphany moment and think, no, make the better choices. I know I'm feeling very vulnerable right now, and I feel like I can't let out my emotions, and the only way I can let out my emotions if I chase this dragon here, you know. But I can't do that. I can't do that. Yeah? Make the right choices. But that devil ain't far away in this current energy. Ooh, hard. Hard. You know, maybe this is something that there's an anniversary coming up soon of a passing even. And that's why this is illuminating now, or resonating with you now, or this is fresh for some people as well. Goodness me. This one wanted to turn. We'll have a bit of you. Thank you very much. Okay. We've got the Emperor as well coming up. I mean, you're getting some huge cards coming out here. Now, the Emperor can't be told. Can't be told. The Emperor has to come to realizations themselves. You cannot tell an Emperor. Yeah, you can't. An Emperor is so stubborn. An Emperor knows. They know. End of. Simple as that. They know. And perhaps this person couldn't be told either. They could have been a Capricorn, because you can't tell a Capricorn, I am one. But an Emperor knows. But they can be very stubborn, and they can be very hard, and they can be very harsh, and their emotions can be switched off as well. Have you switched your emotions off? Are you finding it very hard to switch your emotions on? Because this is on the sacral chakra line, and this is where your emotions come from, where your love pours from, where you feel from. This Emperor here is very stone-faced, very hard. Have you switched your emotions off to protect your heart? Or is there someone else in your life that has switched their emotions off? Has maybe turned to drink through this loss? feels so emotional. Goodness me. Right. What spirit want to tell you? We've got the Hanged Man in this position. And I think that there's an acknowledgement there of feeling stuck, because that is the Hanged Man, stuck, yeah? But the Hanged Man kind of keeps himself there as well. But whilst stuck, they do a lot of soul searching, they do a lot of thinking. And you kind of have to, because everything is stripped bare. Everything is stripped right down from this tower moment, yeah? And you're right there, you're barely hanging in there. You're hanging in there, protecting that last little bit of energy that you got, that last little bit of energy. I wouldn't say hope even, I'd just say protecting that last little bit of energy that you've got. And Spirit wants you to change your perspective. Because nothing's going to change unless you change your perspective. And I know, how do you do that? How do you do that? Isn't it interesting that I felt compelled to put the Rhodochrosite on, connecting to the physical and the spiritual. And I changed my little crystal display today, and it's pretty much all clear quartz, other than my labradorite, which is for me my magical door to the magical realms. That's, you know, and my amethyst pendulum as well. It's interesting. Right, let's get your final row, and this is in the row of what Spirit want to tell you. Okay. Got big thumbs, you see. Yes, Spirit does want you to move on. Definitely. You're getting all the 8s here. You've got 3 8s coming out in your reading. There was 17 on the clock, 8 and 8. 32 just lit up for me then, so you can have that as well. 32. But you've got the 8 of Wands coming out here. So this is moving on again. Yeah. There's a message of moving on. You got moving on at the top here, but this is like having difficulty moving on, because this is your current energy. It was the first card that was coming out, and it's your current energy, and it's like I'm finding it really difficult to move on from this. Really difficult to move on from this. But I do feel like it will get easier. Okay, I'm not saying that you're ever going to get over this, but it will get easier. And I'm not going to give you that age-old, it gets easier with time. I'm not. But the 8 of Wands does tell me that things will get easier, okay? Because the 8 of Wands passes over calmer waters. And the 8 of Wands is usually better times ahead, okay? So please take something from that. Let's get you another one. They are requiring you to take action on something, though. I know that's like a side note coming off of the 8 of Wands there. They are requiring you to take action on something. Okay, we've got the Queen of Cups coming out here. So this is about, they want you to, oh, I know this sounds harsh, but it's take control of your emotions, all right? But the only way you can take control of your emotions is allow yourself to go through those emotions. You can put it off, but you are just delaying the inevitable. Those emotions will come out, and if you don't allow them to come out, they could come out in other ways. Yeah, they can certainly come out in other ways. It will make you poorly physically, it can make you poorly. So please allow yourself to feel all the feels. You've got the Queen of Cups. She is the one that feels all the feels. But you have to feel it in order to heal it. It's the only way. So I just feel like you're putting on this real stoic front. You know, it's not going to break me or something, but that can lead to so many different things. I actually, right, this is a true story. When I used to care I was a carer. We're going back 30 years now. I was 18 then. We're going back 30 years. And I was caring for a lady who had lost her husband 17 years prior and hadn't been able to cry. Could not cry. Loved her husband, you know, loved him dearly, was very, very upset, but was not able to cry. She said, I just feel like I haven't been able to grieve for him. Now, I was going to this lady for about 6 months, I would say. She'd broken her leg and, you know, just needed a bit of help. I was a home help. And her cat died. And she absolutely sobbed her heart out, was distraught. And even she said that it was like a delayed reaction from her husband dying 17 years prior. You know, grief works in the most mysterious ways. It will come out. I'm telling you now. It might come out in road rage, and you don't want that. So allow yourself to feel those feels. This is what Spirit's telling you. This is the line what Spirit is telling you. Feel like you're thinking, I've got to be the strong one. I've got to be the strong one. But then if you're teaching people below you, this is how you deal with these emotions, they might not let that emotion out when they're older as well. You know, you've got to feel those feels. It's the one thing that families don't talk about that really that they should. You know, it's the one sure thing in life. I do feel like this was premature. You know, it wasn't an elderly passing, I feel, for a lot of you. But it's like, how can I? It's like, I can't be happy after this. How can I be happy after this? But again, it's that age-old saying, life does go on, and of course you can be happy. And they're just in another room. I want to say that to you. Please believe they're just in another room. Look out for those signs and synchronicities. There was a reading I done the other day on signs and synchronicities. Don't miss them. Come on now. Oh, thank you very much. There it is. You can connect with Spirit. This is the High Priestess here. This is the High Priestess. And this is why I guess I had to put on the Rhodochrosite as well. It's connecting the physical and spiritual energy. They're just in another room. Talk to them. What does your mind tell you their response would be? Talk to them. I have full-blown conversations with my nan. She obviously doesn't audibly talk back to me, but I hear her. I'm not crazy. You know? Talk to them. They're just in another room. Goodness me, that was extremely well, it was very hard, wasn't it? Recommendation wise, feel the feels. The biggest thing I can say to you is feel the feels. Feel it. because you will not heal until you feel. I know these catchy slogans, sometimes they work and sometimes it's like faceplant moment. Faceplant moment. I'd like to say I hope you enjoyed that reading, but I feel like that was quite sad. And feel the feels. My door is always open. I do offer counselling, different forms of therapies that can help with loss. So, you know, you can check out my website. All my information is in the description. If you would like a personal reading, my books are open. So please do contact. There's various different things I can do to help, and I'd be happy to talk about them with you. So thank you for watching. 414. That's a number for you. 414. Please let me know how this resonates with you, if this resonates for you, if this helps you. And just thanks for watching. Thank you so much. I'm going to go. It's very difficult. Thank you. Bye.